Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a nurse in the geriatric and extended care, and I'm here today to talk to you about R.A.I.N. So R.A.I.N can be a very powerful tool, a quick to learn exercise to help work with cravings in a very skillful way the moment they arise. We can use R.A.I.N when we catch ourselves triggered by an urge. Cravings can sneak up, and before we know it, we're completely sucked in, maybe feel helpless or under their control. There are many ways to talk about R.A.I.N. I'm going to refer to a few here, but I like to start with Dr. Jed Brewer's teachings in his surfing analogy. He compares cravings to waves. If we're not looking out for them and we don't know how to surf, they knock us off balance. They suck us into the undertow and can wash us ashore, no matter how much we struggle against them. But as we're beginning to learn, we don't have to be slaves to our cravings. The more we see that they're just body sensations taking us for a ride, the more we can learn to ride them out. So mindfulness helps keep us from being sucked into the craving, just like the surfboard keeps us afloat. So we're going to use the acronym R.A.I.N, R-A-I-N, as the surfboard to ride the wave. I'll see if I can put up a picture of that for a moment. And just note there's many N's, so we're going to talk about a couple different ways of the N, but we're going to start with R. R is recognize. So first we're going to recognize that wanting, that craving is coming on and relax into it. So we don't want to grit and brace for impact. We want to let go. We can get thrown from our surfboard if our legs are too tense. And believe it or not, this exercise can become fun. We don't have control over it anyway, so let's just have some fun. So we're going to relax and remember that, this craving we don't have control over is coming, and we're going to accept it or allow it. Allow the wave to come as it is. So we're not trying to ignore it, distract ourselves from it. We're not trying to push it away. We're not trying to do something about it. This is the experience. Here it comes. We're going to catch the wave of wanting. So to catch it, we have to study it carefully. I is investigating as it builds, as it crests. We're going to become interested in the body sensations, the thoughts, and the emotions that come with this craving. So be curious and ask yourself, what's going on in my body right now? Where is this craving originating? What does it feel like? So we're going to become curious about writing it out. And N, I'm going to tell you a couple different N's, but N, noting the experience. To keep us focused and curious, you can note it mentally, out loud, what's going on from moment to moment. For some people, cravings can start in the belly as a tightness or burning. They might note those sensations. The more we can note the actual experience, the more we can ride it all the way to the end. People might note clenching, rising, burning, heat, restlessness, anxiety. As it peaks, it may change to vibration, tightness, tingling, maybe lessening, relaxing, relief, expansiveness as it subsides. So we're going to note the actual experience. If you get distracted, if your mind shifts to something else, we want to try to return to the investigation. Be curious and ask, what is going on in my body right now? So other ways of talking about the N, it's often referred to as non-identification, meaning we are whole and complete people. And this is just an experience. This is just an emotion, feeling, an urge that we're experiencing. It's not who we are. Tara Brach uses the N for nurture. Nurture with self-compassion. And I will include a separate 3-minute mindful self-compassion practice. So our minds aren't used to riding out cravings. Usually as soon as the craving comes on, it feels uncomfortable. So we feed it, we give in, or we try to push it away. And here's the paradox. The more we can actually tune into it, turn into the wave instead of pushing it away, the more likely we can ride it out. So curiosity helps because when we're curious, we don't have to force anything. There's an effortlessness of awareness. If we get distracted, we can return to the investigation. We can repeat the question, what's going on in my body right now? and see if you can ride that wave. Do not get discouraged if there's a lot of falling off at the beginning. We can learn a lot from falling off. You can start with small waves, maybe when boredom is a trigger. And each time we ride one, you can never go back. You know you rode it. So the next time it's not as scary. You start to build trust, self-trust. And then the bigger ones come, they don't seem so big. And the more we ride, the better it gets, the easier it becomes. It can start to be fun. It can start to be a challenge, a fun challenge. Can I ride the next one? What can I learn from it so I can get better and better? So to sum it up, don't worry if you can't ride out every wave to shore from the beginning. Start with the small ones, perhaps when a craving comes on when you're bored, as compared when you're very emotional or stressed out. And when you start to get the hang of it, tackle the bigger ones. And even if we start surfing and fall off, see what you can learn from it. That is a teacher as well. And each time we ride it out, we can learn more, become more confident in ourselves, just like with any skill. It's how we train ourselves. It's how we train our mind. And each time we are able to ride out a craving, it breaks that habit loop. So the cravings become easier to ride. They don't come as often. They're not as strong. And eventually we get to calm seas. Thanks.